The one and only multiverse presents a grand unified theory. The world of fractured particles. Quarks, leptons, bosons, hadrons, and fermions. Accelerators and supersymmetry. TM predicts. This segment of the theory might upset some people, but in science, no matter how painful, truth is always the goal. It is not likely that a larger, more powerful collider will produce any new insight into dark matter, dark energy, gravity, anti-gravity, or how the universe works. It will just create more questions. Then, scientists that are in denial will want a bigger collider. Web page and video are not AI generated. Your host, Richard E. Noer. Fractured, supersymmetric particles and TM. There are many basic structures of dark matter particles in the universe, multiverse. These are the magnetic fields, open and closed magnetic strings, quantum torus, ring fields, primary evolution particles, Penn particles, compression particles, neutrons, neutrinos, and fractured subatomic particles, quarks, leptons, and bosons, etc. Let's talk about subatomic particle structures. When you accelerate protons to extreme energy levels, then force them to collide, what you get are splinters. Yes, all quarks, leptons, bosons, etc. are splinters of primary particles. Primary particles are protons, electrons, and neutrons. The fractured particles do not evolve separately and form a proton. The proton evolves first. All the ingredients for making splintered particles are present in a proton, but these smaller particles do not exist yet. The instant a proton is torn apart, it creates these subatomic structures. Immediately they try to regain balance because they are now in chaos. This means that you could never reconnect them to form a proton because they have evolved into new configurations. Their mass and electrical properties are misleading because they are now unique singularities unto themselves. They are no longer in harmonious support of the proton. They are fractured particles. Quarks, leptons, bosons. Fractured particles have one-of-a-kind construction because of the chance separation. Like broken glass. They have many electrical, magnetic and mass configurations because of how they split apart. It is logical that their mass, electrical and magnetic properties would add up to create a proton, but it is not logical that you could make this happen. It is also logical to group these particles into different categories according to different characteristics, but it is not logical you can make a proton from the ingredients. This is because protons are constructed in an evolutionary process. They are made from universal particle strings that have formed closed magnetic loops, and shorter, open loops in between. Horn torus structures. On the other hand, quarks, leptons, and bosons are not created in the evolutionary process. They are random structures produced by violent collisions or the tearing apart of bodies like atomic nuclei. So, before the creation of the proton there were only chained magnetic fields, there were no quarks, leptons, or bosons at that time. Conclusion: splintered particles are not unique for the proton. If the neutron or an electron is violently struck, they also will produce these same particles when they split apart. If fractured, splinter particles can't reach stability, they will evolve into higher entropy, or be reabsorbed back into the dark matter. They cannot regroup, and do not have quantum fields. One last observation, and it is a big one. We call quarks, leptons, and bosons fractured particles because they are mostly created by violent collisions, but they can also be produced by gravity, anti-gravity or nuclear fission that tears apart structures of protons, neutrons, electrons, and their quantum fields. This would happen by encounters with a ripping force produced by meteors or supernova explosions, or encounters with a black star. All of these situations are capable of creating fragmented particles. Fractured neutrinos, leptons, and evolved compression neutrinos. There seems to be confusion about neutrinos of the Standard Model and neutrinos of the multiverse. It is the prediction of TM that a compression neutrino is a stable and closed structure and is an interstellar traveler. It was made by compressing an electron in such an event as a nova explosion. On the other hand, fractured neutrinos are the result of collisions, or tearing apart Penn particles, and have different structures. They are similar in size and electric charge but are unstable. These are the VE, VU, VT, leptons. Because fission neutrinos didn't evolve by the harmonious pairing of dark matter particles, they try to balance out their bodies after forced separation, thus changing properties in the process. Conclusion: it is logical to assume that compression neutrinos are relatively rare, while fractured neutrinos are not. Splintered particles can easily be produced by colliding subatomic particles in stars, the atmosphere, accelerators, or reactors. Supersymmetric particle principle. These theorized particles are not part of the multiverse theory. It is mathematically possible that there is a supersymmetric twin for each fractured particle, but the chances of creating or finding one are minuscule. This is because of the complexity and randomness of each splintered structure. These particles are not identical but can be grouped into categories based on individual characteristics. On the other hand, there is almost an infinite number of supersymmetric particles in the multiverse. These would be the dark matter particles. Universal particles. They are all tiny, physically interacting because of a magnetic polarizing force, and they all have spin energy. It is the spin energy that creates the polar, pulling, pushing, expanding and shrinking of space. XCP dark energy. To sum up, supersymmetry does exist in the multiverse, but not at the quark, lepton level. It has one more step to go before the essential building block of the universe, multiverse, is found. This is the incredible, infinitely small, spinning sphere of matter, the universal dark matter particle. Your host, Richard E. Noer. Young me. Mini me. Email, noerastronomy@gmail.com. Here in a multiverse, our goal is to find the cosmic truth. No matter where, or how far it takes you, the universe truly does unify. If you get the basics right,